Welcome back to Henry's Garage. We have a Quinton Hazel fuel pump to install and have a look at that, and then as long as it works we'll have a go at starting the car, and it did work, so we did have a go at starting the car. So this is me trying to get my first start. Enjoy the episode, thanks for watching in advance, and enjoy. Alright, try now. So I have here another new fuel pump. This one, we can see this profile here matches this one. So we're going to fit this one to the car, and hopefully that will give us fuel. Before I do that, we'll fit it up with some pipes and just check it is pumping. But maybe we won't even bother with that, it sounds good. No, we will, just to be safe. Okay. And in the meantime, I just want to show you a little bit on the screen. Okay. So I've got my petrol tank down at the bottom here. So what I had been wondering, so that's clearly not working. I had wondered if the problem was it can't get it up that distance. And there we go, right. When it's down below, seems okay still. All right, so we know it works. We'll now put it on the car. It is torqued up. It's on. It's torqued up to 20 Newton meters. Let's see if we can see anything here. Ah. Yes, Henry. I didn't connect up the pipe into the fuel system, and so it's just been, glad there were no electric wires around there. It's been spewing out down here onto the floor, you can see it. So I'm going to mop that up, I'm going to connect it up and have another go. I want to see it coming out here. Couldn't video it, but there we have fuel going in there. So we're going to fit that back up. Great. Oh, I'm pleased. Okay, so before I continue on, I'm just going to say I'm really disappointed with this for a couple of reasons. Well, the primary one is it came from Rob Sport, and so I expect quality. And so that was really disappointing. Second is, this one was cheaper and fitted the original part. Okay, so this one was 42 plus delivery, so 47. This one was 34, including delivery. All right, so it's 2/3 of the price, effectively, to get it to me, and it worked first go. Now, if I take out, it's possible that if I take out the spacer, this one will also work. I don't know, but it is very, very disappointing. And so if anyone's changing their water pump, look for the Quinton Hazel one. It is, there you go, QFP33. That's the one you want for the TR7, QFP33. All right, with a spacer, seems to be working perfectly. Okay, I'm replacing the condenser next, just here. So I've taken the cap off, which was like that. so I know to put it on correctly again. So this should just be a screw here, I think, and then the wire must go around some way. Is it this one or the other way? Yeah, it might be the other way. It's there. So I need to get the wire onto here. There is the new condenser on. Here's the old one. I don't know if you can tell if it looks good from just looking at it, but it looks brand new in fact. Maybe it was. Anyway, that's on there now. So we're going to put the top back on. You know what I've gone and done? I went and turned the engine a few times to make sure that was spinning okay. Oh well. Now I don't know if this is going to be out by 180 degrees, unless it only goes on one way. Blast. Fool. It was pointed out to me when I did the electrics that those are not lights for the inside the car. They are in fact the number plate lights. So I fixed those so that they now come on with the side lights. The other thing to note about these is that I had a battery going flat on me at one point, and that's because I eventually realised, and I only caught it because I came out in the evening once, these lights were never switching off, so the switch wasn't going in to switch them off, and so it was draining the battery. So that should be sorted as well now. The other thing I've done is I've gone and found my fuses, so I can change out that 50 now. I don't know if anyone's noticed, but previously my temperature was coming up to hot as soon as I switched the engine on. I had not, just put the ignition on, which is clearly wrong. And the oil light wasn't coming on at all. Where's that gone? There. And I realised that I had my didn't have my oil cable connected up at all. The electrical circuit, and I had my my temp connected up to the oil, so that's why that was happening. So I moved the temp over to the correct node terminal, and then I had to give the wiring a bit of a pull through the back of the firewall over there in order to get it to reach the oil, which I then did. Great. And then I got this. So I remember I've had this before with the red and white, and it was, the connection just here, where on the automatic there's some cut-off switch. I've had a look at that and it's not even getting to that, so I can't be bothered with doing that today, so I'm going to stop, come back and get it going again tomorrow. Now I did have a couple of goes at trying to get it to start, just by cranking it, and nothing more, and I was doing all of this work in between, or afterwards whilst I was letting the battery recharge. It felt like maybe once, twice, right at the beginning of a set of turnings, it was wanting to catch, but then it would, if I was doing it for 10 seconds, it would be in the first couple of seconds, and after that it wouldn't try again. So yeah, so I'm not sure. I'm going to have a little think about it all, and I'm going to have a little read about it all, and I'm going to review what my problem was before with the starter motor and see if I can sort it out. Just gave you a nice little speech but didn't press record. Okay, so I've just tested spark plug number 1. I've got better spark than I had before. So I haven't tested the others. but I figure if that's okay, assuming I've got it on the right way round, then they should all be okay. Now I've got a fuel system, I got sparks. I don't have an exhaust on yet. I've started, but it's not completely on. Different episode. But really, I could try starting it and seeing. I haven't got anything to spray in here apart from maybe WD-40 into the carbs. I haven't got any, you know, carb starter or whatever it's called. Well, let's have a think. So I think that's it trying to start. It just doesn't seem to be able to get going. I think it wants to start, but I just want to show you something. So here, I've just dried these off, so there's no fuel there. Now, if I turn the car over a few times, and oh no, maybe not. So before, this one was a lot wetter, but they've stayed the same. So I tightened these down a bit, and maybe that's done it. I'm not sure why that would do it, but so it feels like it's close, but it just doesn't seem to want to catch at the moment, and I'm not sure why. I'm looking for a timing mark on the pulley, the crankshaft, and I can't find one. So I think what I'm going to have to do is take out the number one. I'm going to have to take off the fan, take out number one spark plug, and then I should be able to turn the engine manually. And I can insert a and find top dead center manually, either with a you know, a screwdriver on it, and just see where it comes out to peak and to fall, or with a bolt in the instead of the spark plug. Right, so we'll start by getting the fan off, and then go from there. So the rotor is pointing at number one. All I've done is taken the fan off, and where's my screwdriver gone? Oh. And if I just stick a screwdriver in there, I can feel the piston already straight away. Okay, so unfortunately I can't get any light in there to really see it. No, I just can't get any light in there. But that's pretty close to top dead centre either way. Let's see if I've got a bolt of the required size. No, okay, I don't have anything with this thread count. So we're going to mark it. That is top dead centre, and then we're going to do some timing marks from there. Okay, so up at the top there, we've got 16 after, 12, 8, 4, and then 0. So it's the fifth arrow down, that is TDC. So I shall mark there. that looked to me like it was probably 4 or 8 degrees after top-dead center that it was sparking. So I'm going to rotate my distributor cap a little bit and see what we get. So obviously when I say I'm going to rotate the distributor cap, I mean the distributor. So I have rotated the distributor as far as it will go anti-clockwise. Right, that looked to me like it moved it on to probably 16. I've now rotated as far as it go clockwise. Well, we could see there it wasn't even trying to start, whereas the other way it was, so I'm going to move it all the way back again. I really think I'm getting close here. Right, I think that is probably exhaust fumes, because I don't have a proper exhaust on at the moment. This is spark plug 3, and there's no smell of petrol on it. 1 was the same, 2 clearly had petrol, and we'll just check 4. And here is 4, and that looks a lot better, and smells of petrol as well. So I think one of my carbs must feed 1 and 3, and it is not feeding it properly. Okay, so if we're not getting fuel to 1 and 3, then one of these probably isn't feeding. So I'm going to assume that I never set them, and I'm going to see if I can find where the depth gauges are. I'm going to take them back up to the top and then bring them down 2 turns, so 12 flats. Come on! Right, that was with them both at 12 flats, and that's piston spark plug 1 coming out, and that is spark plug 2. I'm going to give this a clean. Spark plug 2 definitely smells more of petrol, but then it might just be from yesterday as well. So I'm going to give this a clean, so they look the same. I'm going to put them back in and we'll give it another go. Well, I can't get it to the same whiteness, but that's it cleaned up, so we'll put them back in and then we'll have another look after we've tried it again. Right, and that's just after, look at that. So what does that mean? That means I've got oil. I've got no smell of, yeah, still no smell of petrol there, it's just oil. That one's got a clear petrol smell. Okay, I've taken all 4 out. So there's one, which as we can see is remarkably dark after just a few turns. Here's number 2. Now I'm assuming that means it's firing and clearing everything off. Here's 3, which is as bad as 1. I didn't get a clean off in between, which is probably why it looks a bit worse. And then 4, which clearly isn't as clean as number 2, but seems to be trying. And 4 does have a smell of fuel. 3 doesn't, I don't think. Yeah, 2's the only one that, 2 really does. And I am stuck, trying to work out what it is. It's that noisy because I've got no exhaust on, but it ran. So, yes, great, brilliant. Right, John suggested to me that probably the reason a couple of them were black was that the choke wasn't applied evenly. So, in order to get it running there, I took the choke off, and that seemed to do it. So I need to have a look at that choke at some point and sort it, but I got it running. That's what I wanted. Now I can start looking at, well, get an exhaust on there, get the fan back on, air filter, all of that. Get the coil in place properly, go through and tie up all of the electrics, put in a proper petrol tank, rather than doing it like that. I put the tank in, I just need to put the cabling, the piping in. And so, future episode, we'll stop here on the success of it actually running. Well, that was good. I was very close to having a tantrum today. And my dad's message came through to me just at the right time, where he said, he thought that the plugs being black was probably that 2 were getting choke and 2 weren't. And it's like, duh, you know, it's pretty obvious, but sometimes I just don't think of these things. So he said that, I released the choke, and it started for me. I went and started filming it, and it didn't start quite so quickly, as you saw, and I had to pull the choke out a little bit, and once I did, started going. So it's clearly not set up right, but it will start, and I'm delighted by that. So so I'm going to end today on a high. I'll normally be out for a couple more hours, but nope, that's it, I'm done. I'm going to go and enjoy it and bask in a day's success, because at one point I thought it wasn't going to start today, and that would have been really upsetting. So yeah, first start, cool. Now we just need to, get it running a bit better. All right, thanks for watching. Do come back next time, when probably I'll be doing the exhaust, but I'm also going to do the fuel pipe, and I don't know what else at the moment. All right, see you now.